Hello, today we would like to talk about manual handling in the workplace. Manual handling is something that almost every Briggs employee will engage in at some point during their working day. Manual handling can be defined as the transporting or supporting of a load by hand or by bodily force. This includes lifting, lowering, pushing, or pulling. It is very important that you complete manual handling tasks following the correct methods. This will help ensure you remain free from any ill health or injury. The most common part of the body associated with manual handling type injuries is the back. The back has two main parts to it, the back muscles and the spine. The spine consists of bones known as vertebrae. The vertebrae are joined together by facet joints and are separated with discs which act as shock absorbers. The spine has three inbuilt curves. One at the top of your back, one in the middle of your back, and one at the bottom of your back. When you're lifting, it is important that you maintain these natural curves and use your leg muscles and not your back muscles to complete the lift. Here is an example of lifting an object. As you can see, the back's natural curve is being maintained as much as possible. The leg muscles are then being used as the prime force to lift the object off the ground. In this example, you will see that although the leg muscles have been bent, the back muscles are still generating much of the force. Finally, in this example, the legs have not been bent at all, which means the back muscles are being used as the sole force to move the object. Lifting like this can result in injury or long-term damage to the back muscles and the spine. Before undertaking manual handling, we would like you to follow a hierarchy of controls. Firstly, you must ask, can manual handling be avoided? This may be achieved through redesigning the task so it is no longer necessary, or from using fully mechanical handling devices such as a crane or a forklift truck. If manual handling cannot be avoided, you must consider how you can reduce the amount of physical effort required. You could use semi-mechanical devices such as a pallet truck or a trolley. Another way of achieving this could be to break the load down into smaller quantities. If a second person is available, you may consider sharing the load, providing it is within both of your capabilities. You must ensure, however, that the person you ask has been trained in the correct manual handling techniques and that you communicate effectively throughout the task. When visiting a customer's site, another way of reducing the physical efforts involved in manual handling is by asking the customer if you can locate your service vehicle alongside the piece of equipment you are working on. This eliminates the physical effort involved in transporting tools, equipment and parts back and forward to your service vehicle. If manual handling cannot be avoided, you must make sure it is planned and executed safely. To do this, you must consider TILE, which stands for Task, Individual, Load and Environment. Let's illustrate this using a working example. The task on this occasion is to transfer waste oil from a plastic drum into a waste oil container. When determining whether manual handling is appropriate, you must consider task-related factors such as what distance does the item have to be carried, what height would you have to raise the item to, what positions does your body have to move into, and also, can you keep the item close to you throughout the task, or do you have to stretch with it away from your body? Next, you must consider the individual factors. All individuals are different, and as such, they will have different lifting capabilities. You must never attempt to lift anything that is out with your own physical capabilities. Similarly, you must take extra care if you have any health conditions or ailments that could be affected by manual handling. Next, you must consider the load itself. Always begin by checking the weight of the load and the weight distribution. This can be done by gently moving or shaking the load. Things to consider include, is the weight excessive? Could the weight shift once you lift it? How would you grasp the load? Does it have handles, or is it bulky or awkward to carry? Finally, you must consider the environment itself. Is there adequate space to manoeuvre within the area, or are there obstacles or trip hazards in the way? If there are obstacles or trip hazards, these should be removed before the task is undertaken. We are now going to look at the safe manual handling methods in more detail. We will first look at the correct method for lifting an object. You must position yourself close to the object with your feet shoulder width apart and one foot slightly in front of the other. Using your legs, you should then lower yourself to a position where you can grasp the object whilst keeping your back straight and maintaining its natural curves. Once you're comfortable with the load and have a firm grasp, you must raise your head to the level position, keep the load close to your body and use your legs to raise you up. This movement should be completed smoothly, keeping your back straight and maintaining its natural curve throughout. We can now watch this in slow motion from a side-on position. If you have lifted an object, the chances are you will have to lower it to put it down. To lower an object, you should get as close to the spot where you would like to place the object down as possible. You must then follow a reversal of the correct manual handling techniques for lifting. We are now going to look at pushing and pulling. As a general rule, pushing should be completed where possible rather than pulling, as you are generally stronger when you are pushing. You should always avoid facing forward and pulling something behind you, as this can put undue stress on your shoulders which can cause injury. Position yourself in a close but comfortable position from the load and take a firm grasp between waist and chest height. You must push or pull using your leg muscles and avoid leaning forwards or backwards. We would now like to look at the safe handling of a forklift jack. The forklift jack is the heaviest item that is lifted routinely by all service engineers. As such, it is important that all engineers follow the correct methods when moving the forklift jack in and out of their service vehicle. The first step is to engage the lift cylinder lock-off clip in place and insert the jack handle into position. Using the jack handle, you must then raise the toe of the jack and manoeuvre it on its wheels to the edge of the load surface. Remove the jack handle and place one hand on the lift pump and one hand on the lift cylinder. Pull the jack towards you until the toe is in a position where it can be reached without stretching. Keeping your hand on the lift pump, turn using your feet and grasp the toe of the jack. Following the correct techniques, you may then lift the jack, take a step to the side and lower the jack to the floor. Once on the floor, re-engage the jack handle, raise the toe of the jack and manoeuvre the jack to its desired position using its wheels. Finally, it is worth noting that good manual handling is something that comes naturally. If you watch any young child, you will find that they automatically follow the correct manual handling techniques. It is only when we become older that we start to take shortcuts.